The Galactic Council's Challenge. In the heart of the galaxy, the Galactic Council ruled with an iron fist. Their vast empire stretched across countless worlds, and their technology was unmatched. The Council was known for its power and authority, and they believed no force could stand against them. One day, the Council set its sights on Earth. The humans had been a curious, insignificant species in the eyes of the galaxy's elite. They had watched from afar, amused by Earth's progress, but dismissive of its potential. To the Council, Earth was just another primitive planet, ripe for domination. The Galactic Council decided it was time to teach Earth a lesson in obedience. They sent a message to the leaders of Earth, filled with grandiose threats and demands. The message was clear: Earth must surrender or face complete destruction. The Council's message was delivered by a fleet of imposing warships, their dark silhouettes casting shadows over Earth's surface. The ships hovered above the planet, a constant reminder of the threat looming over humanity. The leaders of Earth gathered to discuss the ultimatum. They were nervous but determined. They knew that surrendering to the Galactic Council meant the end of their freedom and independence. Earth's leaders refused to be intimidated. They decided to fight back, even if it meant facing a seemingly unbeatable foe. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council was confident their victory was assured. They had seen countless worlds fall before them, and they expected Earth to be no different. The Council's advisors and generals were certain that their advanced technology and overwhelming numbers would crush any resistance. They looked at Earth with disdain, thinking the humans would crumble under the pressure. As the Council's ships loomed over Earth, the humans began their preparations. They worked in secret, knowing that their enemy had underestimated them. Earth's scientists and engineers dug deep into their old technology, seeking any advantage they could find. They knew they could not match the Council's power, but they hoped to use their resourcefulness and creativity to level the playing field. In hidden facilities around the world, engineers worked tirelessly to upgrade old defense systems and build new weapons. These efforts were a race against time, as the Council's deadline approached. The humans had to be quick and efficient. Every second counted. The Galactic Council watched with amusement from their command centers, unaware of the preparations taking place on Earth. They were sure their final victory was inevitable. The Council's arrogance blinded them to the potential of their opponents. They believed that the humans, with their limited resources and primitive technology, would not stand a chance against their mighty fleet. But Earth's leaders and scientists had different ideas. They knew that if they wanted to survive, they had to be smart and inventive. They started planning guerrilla tactics and unconventional strategies. The goal was to make the Galactic Council's invasion as difficult as possible. Earth's defenders knew they could not win a direct fight, but they aimed to use their wits and determination to outsmart their enemy. As the deadline for surrender approached, tension mounted on Earth. People everywhere felt the weight of the looming threat. But instead of giving in to fear, they rallied together. They were determined to fight for their freedom and protect their home. The Galactic Council remained confident, believing that their superiority would lead to an easy victory. They did not expect the humans to put up much of a fight. The Council's arrogance was their biggest mistake, and it would soon become clear that Earth was not as defenseless as they thought. As the Galactic Council prepared to launch their attack, Earth's defenses were ready. The humans were about to show that they would not be so easily conquered. The stage was set for a clash of epic proportions. The Galactic Council's challenge had been issued, and Earth was about to respond in ways that no one expected. Earth's bold stand. As the Galactic Council's deadline loomed, Earth's leaders made a bold decision. They would not surrender to the alien empire. Instead, they chose to fight back, even though they knew it would be a difficult and dangerous battle. In the days following the ultimatum, Earth's military leaders and scientists worked tirelessly. The threat from the Galactic Council had spurred them into action. They had to come up with a plan that would give them a chance to defend their planet. Every country on Earth contributed to the effort, pooling resources and knowledge to prepare for the coming conflict. In secret bunkers and hidden labs, engineers and scientists worked on upgrading old technology. They took outdated defense systems and turned them into advanced weapons. They created new strategies to defend their planet and to make the Galactic Council's invasion as challenging as possible. Despite the odds, they were determined to make the most of what they had. People around the world felt the tension. News of the Galactic Council's threats spread quickly, and fear gripped many. But instead of giving in to despair, Earth's citizens came together. They showed a unity and strength that surprised even their leaders. People volunteered for the military, and others offered their skills and knowledge to help with the defense efforts. The entire planet was united in its determination to stand firm against the threat. The military began to deploy its newly upgraded defense systems. They set up strongholds in key locations, using the best technology they had. Earth's forces were not as advanced as the Galactic Council's, but they made up for it with clever tactics and a fierce resolve. They knew they couldn't match the Council's power head-on, so they planned to use their resourcefulness to their advantage. As the Galactic Council's fleet prepared for its invasion, Earth's defenders were ready. They had set traps and barriers around key locations. They used old technology in innovative ways to make their defenses stronger. They knew the Galactic Council would be expecting an easy victory, and they hoped to surprise them with their strength and ingenuity. The Galactic Council, confident in their superiority, remained unaware of the preparations on Earth. They believed their victory was certain. They were prepared to crush Earth's defenses quickly and move on to their next conquest. Their arrogance made them blind to the reality of the situation. The day of the Galactic Council's invasion arrived. The alien fleet descended upon Earth with a show of power. Massive ships filled the sky, casting dark shadows over the planet. The Council's ships were equipped with advanced weapons and shields, and their commanders were eager to defeat the humans. But as the first wave of the invasion force landed, they were met with unexpected resistance. Earth's defenses, though not as advanced, were stronger and more organized than the Council had anticipated. The traps and barriers worked, slowing down the alien forces and causing confusion. In the chaos, Earth's military launched counterattacks. Using guerrilla tactics and clever maneuvers, they struck at the invaders' weaknesses. The Galactic Council's troops were taken by surprise. They had expected an easy victory, but they found themselves facing a fierce and determined enemy. The first battles were tough for both sides. The Galactic Council's superior firepower gave them an initial advantage, but Earth's defenders fought back with courage and clever strategies. The alien fleet suffered losses, and the Council's commanders were frustrated by the unexpected resistance. Earth's leaders watched with a mix of hope and anxiety. They knew they were up against a powerful enemy, but they were proud of the way their people had risen to the challenge. The fight was far from over, but they had shown that they were not willing to give up without a struggle. As the battles continued, Earth's defenders became more confident. They learned from their experiences and adapted their tactics. They were proving to the Galactic Council that they were not to be underestimated. The fight for Earth was just beginning, and the humans were ready to show that they would not be easily defeated. The first battle, the day of the first major battle between Earth and the Galactic Council, arrived. The alien fleet, massive and imposing, had begun its assault on Earth's defenses. The Council's warships, equipped with advanced weapons and powerful shields, loomed menacingly in the sky, ready to strike. The Galactic Council's strategy was to launch a decisive attack to break Earth's resistance quickly. Their commanders were confident that their technology and sheer numbers would ensure an easy victory. They targeted key locations on Earth's surface, aiming to crush the planet's defenses before they could mount a serious counterattack. Earth's military had prepared as best as they could, but the sheer scale of the invasion was overwhelming. Despite this, the humans had a secret weapon: their determination and resourcefulness. They had planned and prepared for this moment, hoping their strategies would be enough to turn the tide. As the alien ships began their attack, Earth's defenses sprang into action. The upgraded defense systems, though not as advanced as the Council's, were effective in creating a formidable barrier. Powerful energy shields and laser turrets activated, firing at the invading fleet. The initial exchanges were intense, with bright flashes of energy lighting up the sky as lasers and missiles collided. The Galactic Council's forces were momentarily caught off guard by the strength of Earth's defenses. The aliens had expected a swift victory, but the humans' defenses held firm. The Council's ships suffered damage as they pressed forward, their advanced shields struggling to cope with the unexpected resistance. On the ground, Earth's soldiers fought bravely. They used guerrilla tactics to their advantage, launching surprise attacks from hidden positions. The humans had set up traps and fortifications in strategic locations, which helped slow down the Council's advance. Though they were outnumbered and outgunned, the Earth defenders fought with a fierce resolve. One of the key battlegrounds was a major city that had been fortified as a stronghold. The city's defenses were put to the test as the Galactic Council's forces launched a full-scale assault. The city's energy shields flickered under the pressure of the alien weapons, but they held long enough for Earth's troops to regroup and counterattack. In the heat of the battle, Earth's forces used their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. They struck at the Council's supply lines and communication networks, causing confusion among the alien troops. The Council's commanders struggled to maintain control as their forces faced unexpected difficulties. Despite the fierce fighting, the Galactic Council's technology gave them an edge. Their warships, equipped with powerful weaponry, continued to press the attack. However, the Council's commanders were starting to realize that Earth's defenses were stronger than they had anticipated. The first battle was a grueling and hard-fought affair. The Galactic Council managed to make some progress, but they had not achieved the quick victory they had hoped for. The humans, though battered and bruised, had managed to hold their ground and inflict significant damage on the invading fleet. As the battle raged on, Earth's leaders watched with a mix of relief and anxiety. They knew that this was only the beginning and that the fight would be long and difficult. But the initial success gave them hope. The humans had shown that they could stand up to the mighty Galactic Council and had proven that they were not to be taken lightly. The first battle ended with both sides exhausted but determined. The Galactic Council's commanders were frustrated by the unexpected resistance, while Earth's defenders were encouraged by their ability to hold their own. The conflict was far from over, but the humans had made a strong statement. They were ready to fight for their planet and would not surrender easily. As the dust settled and both sides regrouped, the stage was set for the next phase of the war. The Galactic Council would have to rethink their strategy, and Earth's defenders would prepare for the challenges ahead. The fight for Earth was just beginning, and both sides were determined to win. Humans' secret surprise. As the war between Earth and the Galactic Council continued, both sides faced mounting pressure. The Galactic Council, despite their initial success, was growing frustrated with the unexpected resistance from Earth. The humans had proven to be more formidable than anticipated. The Council's commanders were puzzled and worried about their inability to quickly crush their opponents. Unbeknownst to the Galactic Council, Earth had a secret that they had kept hidden until now. In their efforts to prepare for the invasion, Earth's scientists and engineers had developed a new technology, a breakthrough that could change the course of the war. This technology was an advanced energy weapon designed to enhance both offensive and defensive capabilities. It combined old technology with new innovations, creating a powerful tool that Earth's defenders hoped would give them an edge in the fight. The weapon was kept a closely guarded secret, with only a few high-ranking officials and scientists aware of its existence. As the battle raged on, Earth's leaders decided it was time to unveil their secret weapon. They knew that revealing it would be a gamble, but they hoped it would be enough to turn the tide in their favor. The weapon was deployed to key locations where the fighting was most intense. When the new weapon was activated, its effects were immediately noticeable. The energy beams it fired were more powerful than anything the Galactic Council had seen. The weapon cut through the Council's shields and warships with ease, causing significant damage to their fleet. The once confident alien forces were taken aback by the sudden and devastating power of Earth's new technology. The Galactic Council's commanders scrambled to respond. They had never faced anything like this before, and their initial plans were thrown into chaos. The new weapon created a massive disruption in the Council's forces, giving Earth's defenders a much-needed boost. The surprise of the new weapon was compounded by the fact that the Galactic Council had underestimated Earth's technological capabilities. They had believed that humanity's technology was outdated and ineffective. But now, they were facing a weapon that was both powerful and innovative, changing their perception of Earth's defenses. On the ground, Earth's troops were energized by the success of their new weapon. They launched renewed offensives, taking advantage of the confusion among the Galactic Council's forces. The tide of battle shifted as the Council's once dominant fleet began to falter. The Galactic Council's leaders were forced to reassess their strategy. They had to confront the reality that Earth was not the weak target they had assumed. The new weapon had shown them that the humans were resourceful and resilient, capable of turning the tables even against overwhelming odds. The battle continued with renewed intensity. The Galactic Council's forces struggled to adapt to the new threat. Earth's defenders pressed their advantage, using their new technology to push the invaders back. The Council's ships, which had previously seemed invincible, were now facing serious damage. The unveiling of the new weapon was a turning point in the war. It was a clear demonstration of Earth's ability to innovate and surprise its enemies. The Galactic Council, once confident of their victory, now had to deal with a much more challenging and determined opponent. As the battle drew to a close, the Galactic Council's fleet was in disarray. The humans had shown that they were not only capable of defending their planet, but also of fighting back with unexpected strength. The new weapon had played a crucial role in this shift, giving Earth's defenders a significant advantage. The Galactic Council's commanders were left to ponder their next move. They had been blindsided by Earth's technological leap and had to regroup and plan a new strategy. The war was far from over, but the humans had made a powerful statement with their secret surprise. Earth's leaders and scientists celebrated their achievement, but knew they could not rest on their laurels. The Galactic Council would undoubtedly respond, and the fight would continue. However, the success of their new weapon had given them hope and a renewed sense of determination. The battle was far from finished, but Earth had proven that it could stand up to the might of the Galactic Council and fight for its survival. Council's big counterattack. The Galactic Council was reeling from the unexpected blow dealt by Earth's new weapon. The powerful energy beams had damaged their fleet and disrupted their plans. The once confident alien commanders now faced a new reality. The humans were proving to be a more formidable opponent than they had anticipated. Determined to regain control, the Galactic Council quickly regrouped and devised a new strategy. Their leaders knew they had to respond decisively to counter the threat posed by Earth's latest technology. They couldn't afford to let their earlier mistakes cost them the war. The Council's new plan was a massive counterattack designed to overwhelm Earth's defenses and crush their newfound advantage. They mobilized a large portion of their fleet, bringing in reinforcements and deploying their most advanced technology. The Council aimed to hit Earth with everything they had, hoping to break through the human defenses and secure a swift victory. As the Galactic Council prepared for their counterattack, Earth's defenders were on high alert. The surprise of the new weapon had given them hope, but they knew the war was far from over. They had seen how quickly the tide could turn, and they braced themselves for the next wave of the Council's assault. The Council launched their counterattack with overwhelming force. Their ships moved in a coordinated assault, their weapons primed and shields at full strength. The sky above Earth was soon filled with the ominous glow of the alien fleet as they approached. The Galactic Council was determined to recover their lost ground and put an end to the human resistance. Earth's defenses were put to the test once again. The new weapon, though powerful, could only do so much. The Council's increased firepower and advanced technology created a formidable challenge. The humans fought back fiercely, but the sheer scale of the counterattack was daunting. The first wave of the Council's attack targeted key defense installations. Energy beams and missiles rained down, hitting the cities and military strongholds that had been fortified. The Council's strategy was to cripple Earth's ability to fight back by destroying their most critical defenses. In response, Earth's military deployed its remaining resources. Soldiers and engineers worked tirelessly to repair and reinforce their defenses. The battle was intense, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Galactic Council's ships were relentless, pushing forward with determination and precision. Despite their best efforts, Earth's defenders struggled to keep up with the Council's onslaught. The advanced technology of the Council's fleet created a significant disadvantage. The humans fought bravely, but the scale of the counterattack was proving to be overwhelming. Amid the chaos, Earth's leaders held emergency meetings to reassess their strategy. They knew they had to find a way to turn the tide once more. The Council's latest assault had shown the limits of their current defenses, and they needed a new plan to counter the aliens' relentless attacks. In the midst of the battle, a glimmer of hope appeared. Earth's scientists, working under immense pressure, managed to develop a new defense mechanism. It was a last-ditch effort to counter the Council's advanced technology and provide a fighting chance for humanity. As the Galactic Council pressed their attack, Earth's new defense system was put into action. The system used a combination of energy shields and countermeasures designed to disrupt the Council's weapons. It was a risky move, but it was the only option left to prevent further devastation. The new defense system showed promising results. It created a protective barrier that absorbed and deflected much of the Council's firepower. The tide of the battle shifted slightly as the humans managed to reduce the effectiveness of the Council's attack. Despite the progress, the fight was far from over. The Galactic Council was determined to break through Earth's defenses and secure their victory. They adapted their tactics and pressed on with their assault, but the new defense system gave Earth's defenders a chance to regroup and continue the fight. The battle continued with both sides locked in a fierce struggle. The Galactic Council's counterattack had been powerful, but Earth's new defenses had given them a fighting chance. The war was not yet decided, and both sides prepared for the next phase of the conflict. The struggle for Earth was ongoing, and the outcome remained uncertain. The Galactic Council's big counterattack had shown their determination and strength, but the humans had proven their resilience and resourcefulness. The war was far from over, and both sides were ready for whatever came next. The turning point. The battle for Earth had reached a critical juncture. After the Galactic Council's massive counterattack and the unexpected new defense system from Earth, both sides were locked in a tense struggle. The situation was dire, with each side pushing hard to gain the upper hand. The Galactic Council's leaders, frustrated by their inability to break through Earth's defenses, knew they had to make a decisive move. Their confidence had been shaken by the resilience of the human forces and their ability to adapt. They decided to escalate their tactics, planning a final, all-out assault to crush Earth's defenses once and for all. On the other hand, Earth's leaders understood the gravity of the situation. They had managed to hold their ground so far, but they were aware that the next few days could determine the outcome of the war. The new defense system had helped, but the Council's relentless attacks were pushing Earth's defenses to their limits. They needed a plan to turn the tide in their favor. In a high-security meeting, Earth's top military and scientific minds gathered to discuss their options. They knew that the current defense system, while effective, was not enough to withstand the full force of the Council's impending assault. They needed a breakthrough, something that could shift the balance of power. Amidst the discussions, a young scientist proposed an audacious idea. The plan involved using the remaining resources to develop a powerful EMP, electromagnetic pulse device. This device, if successfully deployed, could disable the advanced technology of the Galactic Council's fleet, rendering their weapons and shields ineffective. It was a risky strategy, but it was the best chance they had. The plan was quickly set into motion. Earth's engineers and scientists worked around the clock to build and deploy the EMP device. The goal was to place it in a strategic location where it could have the maximum impact on the Council's fleet. Time was running short, and the pressure was immense. As the Galactic Council prepared for their final assault, they were unaware of the EMP device being set up. Their confidence was high, and they believed that their overwhelming firepower would finally break Earth's defenses. The Council's fleet was poised for a massive attack, their ships ready to unleash a storm of destruction. The day of the final assault arrived. The Galactic Council's fleet moved into position, their ships arrayed in a massive formation. They were ready to launch their attack, confident that this would be the moment they achieved victory. At the same time, Earth's defenders were in place, bracing for the onslaught. The EMP device was activated and carefully positioned, waiting for the right moment to strike. The tension was palpable as both sides prepared for the clash. As the Galactic Council's ships began their attack, Earth's defenders held their breath. The EMP device was triggered, sending a powerful pulse through the air. The effect was immediate and dramatic. The advanced technology of the Galactic Council's fleet began to falter. Ships lost power, shields failed, and weapons systems went dark. The once mighty alien fleet was suddenly vulnerable. The turning point had arrived. The Galactic Council's commanders were caught off guard by the sudden loss of their technology. Their fleet, once so powerful, was now in disarray. Earth's defenders seized the opportunity and launched a coordinated counterattack. With the Council's advanced technology disabled, Earth's forces gained the upper hand. They moved in swiftly, targeting the now vulnerable ships and pushing the alien forces back. The tide of the battle shifted dramatically in favor of the humans. The Galactic Council, stunned by the unexpected turn of events, struggled to regain control. Their forces were disorganized and overwhelmed by the renewed strength of Earth's defenders. The humans pressed their advantage, striking with renewed vigor and determination. The final assault of the Galactic Council had failed, and the turning point in the war had been achieved. Earth's defenders had shown that they were not only capable of holding their ground, but also of delivering a decisive blow to their enemies. As the battle drew to a close, the Galactic Council's fleet was in retreat. Earth's leaders and soldiers celebrated their hard-won victory, but they knew that the war was not yet over. The Galactic Council would undoubtedly regroup and plan their next move. However, the success of the EMP device had given Earth a crucial advantage and a renewed sense of hope. The turning point had been reached, and the fight for Earth was now on a new trajectory. Both sides prepared for the next chapter in the conflict, with the knowledge that the outcome of the war was now more uncertain than ever. Talks and deception. After the surprising success of Earth's EMP device, the battle had taken a dramatic turn. The Galactic Council's fleet had been pushed back, and the humans had gained a crucial advantage. However, the war was far from over. Both sides were now preparing for the next phase of the conflict. In the aftermath of their defeat, the Galactic Council's leaders were facing intense pressure. Their once mighty fleet was in disarray, and their confidence had been shaken. The Council realized that they needed to reconsider their approach if they were to regain control and ultimately win the war. In a bid to find a way out of their predicament, the Galactic Council initiated secret talks with Earth's leaders. They proposed a ceasefire and offered to negotiate terms for peace. The Council claimed they were open to discussions and were willing to make concessions. They hoped that by initiating talks, they could buy time to recover and regroup. Earth's leaders were initially skeptical. They had been burned before by the Council's deceptive tactics and were wary of any offers of peace. However, they knew that negotiating could be a strategic move. If the talks were genuine, they could lead to a favorable resolution. If not, it would give Earth time to strengthen its position. The negotiations began under tight security. Both sides sent their representatives to a neutral location to discuss terms. The talks were tense, with both parties wary of each other's motives. Earth's representatives were determined to secure a deal that would ensure lasting peace and security. During the discussions, the Galactic Council's representatives played a careful game. They offered concessions and made promises, but their offers were carefully crafted to appear generous while still protecting their interests. They sought to buy time and find a way to regain their lost advantage. Meanwhile, Earth's negotiators were on high alert. They understood that the Council's offer of peace might be a ploy to gain an advantage. To counter this, they employed intelligence and counterintelligence measures to verify the Council's true intentions. They had to be cautious and ensure that any agreement made was in the best interest of humanity. As the talks progressed, both sides exchanged proposals and counterproposals. The Galactic Council's representatives pushed for terms that would allow them to retain some level of control and influence, while Earth's representatives demanded clear and substantial guarantees for peace and security. Amidst the negotiations, the tension was palpable. Earth's leaders were aware of the possibility that the Council might be planning a new deception. They kept their guard up, knowing that the slightest mistake could lead to a breakdown in the talks or worse, a renewed conflict. In parallel to the negotiations, Earth's military intelligence uncovered troubling information. There were signs that the Galactic Council was secretly preparing for another offensive. Their forces were being reorganized, and there were reports of increased activity in their shipyards. It appeared that the Council might be using the talks as a cover to prepare for a new attack. With this information in hand, Earth's leaders faced a difficult decision. Should they continue with the talks, hoping for a genuine peace, or should they prepare for the possibility of a renewed assault? The stakes were high, and the future of Earth depended on making the right choice. After careful consideration, Earth's leaders decided to proceed with the talks, but with increased caution. They agreed to the ceasefire but insisted on stringent verification measures to ensure that the Council was not using the negotiations as a cover for deception. The ceasefire would provide a temporary reprieve, giving Earth time to fortify its defenses and prepare for any potential threats. The Galactic Council, aware of Earth's vigilance, continued to play their role in the negotiations. They maintained a facade of cooperation, hoping to buy enough time to reassert their power. Their true intentions remained unclear, but Earth's leaders were determined to stay vigilant and not be caught off guard. As the talks continued, both sides navigated the delicate balance of diplomacy and deception. The ceasefire provided a temporary pause in the conflict, but the threat of renewed hostilities loomed. Earth's leaders knew that the real challenge lay ahead, as they prepared for the next phase of the war and the uncertain future that awaited. The negotiations had reached a tentative agreement, but the true test would be whether the Galactic Council would honor their commitments or use the ceasefire to their advantage. Earth's defenders stood ready, prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead, as the struggle for peace and security continued. The final fight. The ceasefire had brought a temporary calm to the war-torn skies of Earth. But beneath the surface, tension simmered. The Galactic Council had used the pause to prepare for one last, decisive push. Their secret buildup was nearing completion, and the time for the final fight was fast approaching. Earth's leaders and military commanders knew that the ceasefire was just a brief respite. They had to be ready for the inevitable final clash. They used the time to strengthen their defenses, repair damaged equipment, and bolster their forces. The temporary peace had given them a crucial chance to regroup and prepare for what lay ahead. The Galactic Council's plans were more aggressive than ever. They were determined to end the war with a single, overwhelming strike. Their new strategy involved launching a massive coordinated attack with their most advanced and destructive weapons. They aimed to break through Earth's defenses and secure a final victory. As the day of the final fight approached, both sides braced themselves for the inevitable confrontation. Earth's military, battle-hardened and resolute, stood ready to defend their home. The Galactic Council's fleet, re-energized and rearmed, prepared for their ultimate assault. The final battle began with a roar. The Galactic Council's fleet emerged from their hidden positions, their ships bristling with weapons and shields. They launched their attack with precision and power, unleashing a torrent of fire upon Earth's defenses. The sky was filled with the blazing trails of energy beams and missiles. Earth's defenders responded with all their might. They fought back with a fierce determination, using every resource at their disposal. The air was filled with the sounds of battle, the hum of energy shields, the roar of missiles, and the cries of soldiers. The defenders held their ground, determined not to let their home fall to the invaders. The Galactic Council's attack was relentless. Their ships moved in a coordinated assault, targeting key defensive positions and attempting to break through Earth's lines. The Council's strategy was to create a breach in the defenses and exploit it to their advantage. They aimed to overwhelm the human forces and secure their victory. Despite the onslaught, Earth's defenders fought with incredible bravery. They used their knowledge of the terrain and their advanced tactics to push back the Council's forces. The battle was a brutal and intense struggle, with both sides suffering heavy losses. As the fight continued, Earth's forces made a critical discovery. They found that the Galactic Council's new weapons, while powerful, had a vulnerability. The advanced technology used in the Council's ships had a weak point that could be exploited. This information was a game changer, and Earth's leaders quickly formulated a plan to use it to their advantage. With the new plan in place, Earth's defenders launched a daring counteroffensive. They focused their efforts on targeting the vulnerable spots in the Council's fleet. The strategy was risky, but necessary. If successful, it could turn the tide of the battle in favor of the humans. The counteroffensive began with a series of precision strikes. Earth's forces aimed their most powerful weapons at the identified weak points in the Council's ships. The attacks were well coordinated and devastatingly effective. The Council's fleet began to falter, with their ships suffering critical damage. The Galactic Council, taken by surprise, struggled to adapt to the sudden shift in the battle. Their once confident assault was now in disarray. The human counteroffensive had created a significant breach in their attack, and Earth's defenders seized the opportunity. With renewed vigor, Earth's forces pushed back the Council's remaining ships. The battle was intense, but the momentum had shifted. The Galactic Council's once mighty fleet was now in retreat, their ships damaged and their forces demoralized. As the final fight drew to a close, Earth's defenders emerged victorious. The Galactic Council's plans had been thwarted, and their attempt to secure a final victory had failed. The battle had been fierce and costly, but humanity had proven their resilience and determination. The final fight had marked a turning point in the war. Earth's forces had not only defended their home, but had also delivered a decisive blow to their enemies. The Galactic Council's defeat was a testament to the strength and courage of the human spirit. As the smoke cleared and the battle ended, Earth's leaders and soldiers took a moment to reflect on their hard-won victory. The war was not yet over, but the final fight had demonstrated that humanity was capable of overcoming even the most daunting challenges. The struggle for peace and security continued, but the outcome of the battle had given Earth's defenders a renewed sense of hope and determination, victory, and new beginnings. The final battle had ended, and Earth stood victorious. The Galactic Council's once formidable fleet was in ruins, their plans for domination thwarted. The atmosphere was filled with a mix of relief and celebration as the defenders looked upon their battered but resilient world. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth's leaders and military commanders took stock of the situation. The victory had come at a great cost, with many lives lost and significant damage sustained. However, the triumph was a testament to humanity's bravery and determination. The Galactic Council's defeat had turned the tide of the war and provided a glimmer of hope for a future free from oppression. As the dust settled, Earth's leaders focused on the task of rebuilding. They knew that the road to recovery would be long and challenging, but they were determined to restore their world to its former glory. The first priority was to repair the damage to critical infrastructure and provide support to those affected by the war. The international community rallied together to aid in the recovery efforts. Nations that had once been divided by conflict now united in a common cause. The spirit of cooperation and solidarity was a powerful force, driving the efforts to rebuild and heal the wounds of war. The Galactic Council, reeling from their defeat, faced a crisis of their own. Their once powerful empire had been severely weakened, and their plans for expansion lay in ruins. The Council's leaders were forced to reconsider their approach. They had been humbled by the strength and resilience of humanity and realized that their previous strategies were flawed. In the wake of their defeat, the Galactic Council sought a new approach. They proposed a treaty with Earth, one that would formally end the hostilities and establish a framework for peaceful coexistence. The treaty included terms for mutual respect, trade, and cooperation, with safeguards to prevent future conflicts. Earth's leaders, cautious but hopeful, agreed to enter into negotiations. The treaty was a significant step towards securing a lasting peace. Both sides worked together to draft terms that would ensure stability and address the underlying issues that had led to the conflict. The treaty negotiations were complex, with many details to be worked out. However, both sides were motivated by the desire to avoid further bloodshed and build a future of cooperation. The talks were conducted with the utmost care, as both parties understood the importance of reaching a fair and sustainable agreement. As the treaty was finalized, a new era began. The once hostile relationship between Earth and the Galactic Council was transformed into one of diplomacy and partnership. The two sides worked to establish new channels of communication and cooperation, fostering a spirit of mutual respect and understanding. The victory in the war marked the beginning of a new chapter for Earth. The lessons learned from the conflict led to significant changes in policy and strategy. Earth's leaders emphasized the importance of vigilance and preparedness, while also promoting diplomacy and peaceful conflict resolution. The rebuilding process continued, with a focus on not only restoring physical infrastructure, but also healing the social and emotional scars left by the war. Communities came together to support one another, and efforts were made to honor those who had sacrificed their lives in the struggle for freedom. As Earth moved forward, the future looked bright. The victory over the Galactic Council had demonstrated the strength and resilience of humanity. The new alliance with the Galactic Council held the promise of a more stable and cooperative future, where both sides could work together for mutual benefit. The end of the conflict brought with it a renewed sense of hope and possibility. Earth's defenders had shown that even in the face of overwhelming odds, courage and determination could prevail. The victory was a testament to the power of unity and the indomitable spirit of humanity. In the years to come, Earth would continue to grow and thrive, drawing strength from the trials they had faced and the lessons they had learned. The new beginnings were marked by a commitment to peace and cooperation, ensuring that the horrors of war would not be repeated. The story of the final fight and the subsequent victory became a symbol of resilience and hope. It reminded everyone that even in the darkest times, there was always a chance for a brighter future. The victory had not only secured Earth's place in the galaxy, but also paved the way for a new era of exploration and partnership.